Triple H has provided what appears to be some positive news for Brock Lesnar's WWE status. So we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out the fallout for the Usos and much more. Starting things off with Triple H's big announcement and reveal. Throughout WWE's history, they've gone through many different eras, and those eras have all their own nicknames. You've got the Golden Era, the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, and then the fans like to refer to the era after that as the PG Era, since WWE switched their product to a more family-friendly production. And it's usually hard to tell exactly when an old era ends and when a new one begins. But it looks like WWE and Triple H are making it extremely clear that a new era for WWE officially started with the WrestleMania 40 event itself. More evidence of this new era officially beginning is the fact that WWE has a complete new then, now, forever cinematic intro that has a voiceover done solely by Triple H. A lot of fans love the complete new intro and think it gives off kind of a Marvel's iconic intro. And if that wasn't enough evidence of the entire presentation changing, Triple H kicked off WrestleMania himself and verbally said that a new era is starting for WrestleMania 40. Michael Cole even suggested that this era should be labeled as the Triple H era, and how it's officially starting right now. Speaking of big changes to the new era, WWE also brought back the popular 8K cameras for ring introductions, and just giving everything a new feel with the new camera angles and other production changes. A lot of people are confused by them treating WrestleMania 40 as the start of Triple H's era, because he's been in power since summer of 2022. And despite that being true, it's been reported and said several times, even by former employees like Ronda Rousey, that Vince McMahon never truly 100% left following his 2022 retirement. It's being reported that he was still working and making decisions from the shadows, and still had influence on the show. So Triple H was the figurehead of being the one in charge, but pretty much had restraints on his wrists since Vince was still lurking in the background. It looks like the only time Triple H gained complete control was just a few months back in January after that lawsuit went public and Vince McMahon fully resigned from TKO and WWE. That appeared to be the exact moment where Vince McMahon no longer had any influence in decision making, therefore fully freeing Triple H. And with WrestleMania basically serving as the end of the beginning of WWE's calendar year, it looks like they decided to have this Triple H era officially kick off with WrestleMania 40 itself. So we're in a whole new era right now, and we should see a bunch of new things in WWE, from a production standpoint to a new creative standpoint. The first few nights of Triple H's official era were already full of drastic changes. One of the first instant big changes being the split of the undisputed tag team titles. The tag team titles are no longer unified, and each brand will now go back to having their own set of tag team champions. And they handled the split of the titles in a creative way within the ladder match, so that was a nice touch. And even other big changes, such as Sami Zayn defeating the unbeatable Gunther to end that historic Intercontinental Championship reign. Even got a new world champion, new WWE champion. Every single WWE championship changed hands, besides Rhea and Logan, so fresh champions all across the board. So his era is off to a heated start with the splitting of titles, new champions being crowned, and just a whole new fresh feel to everything to make you aware that you're watching a new era. Triple H has also revealed that the WWE Draft will be returning for 2024, and that should take place within a month or so following WrestleMania 40. It's also being rumored that an even bigger change in WWE's programming product could come to Monday Night Raw when it switches over to being aired on Netflix in January 2025. It'll be the first time ever that Raw won't be televised and will be on a separate platform. A lot of fans are wondering if they'll have a bit more flexibility to Raw, to get away with more things since they no longer technically are on television. So that's something else to look forward to. But this new era is definitely off to an explosive start. Speaking of explosive news, it was a busy WrestleMania weekend as far as Brock Lesnar's name being brought up. A lot of fans seemed to be a bit bummed out because they thought Brock Lesnar would be the perfect fit to induct Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame, but Roman Reigns was selected instead. And given the current mystery status of Brock Lesnar, fans thought that Paul Heyman wouldn't be able to even thank or mention Brock Lesnar within his speech. But Paul Heyman did acknowledge his time with Brock Lesnar, name-dropped him on several occasions during his Hall of Fame speech, and thanked him. And then during the WrestleMania Night 1 press conference, a reporter straight up asked Triple H for an update on Brock Lesnar's status, and Triple H's answer was quite surprising. Triple H confirmed that there were plans to bring Brock Lesnar back for the Royal Rumble, but that fell through. But Triple H said that Brock Lesnar is not gone from WWE, that he's just at home being Brock. So Triple H's answer really surprised fans because here everyone was thinking that Brock Lesnar is fully done. He's wrestled his last match. He literally got removed from 2K24. It's just completely over for him. But the way Triple H made it sound, it seems like we'll see Brock again in the future since he isn't gone from WWE. So Brock Lesnar's status still remains a big unknown mystery. Maybe it's possible that they're waiting for more answers to come out from the lawsuit and investigation. And depending on how that goes, that may dictate when and if we'll see Brock again inside the WWE ring. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso finally met on the WrestleMania stage after building up this fight since SummerSlam 2023. The ending of the match featured a very telling moment for both characters. As Jey Uso was getting ready to put Jimmy Uso away for good, Jimmy started begging and pleading with Jey, apologizing for everything and telling him how much he loved him. These actions from Jimmy did crack Jey pretty fast, and he started lifting Jimmy up to hug him and forgive him for everything. But Jimmy used this opportunity to try and cheap shot Jey. Jimmy's plan didn't work out well in the end, and Jey would still end up picking up that win. But that short moment there of the fake apology was amazing, because it really showed the difference of the two characters. Even after everything Jimmy's put him through since the last year of costing him the tag team titles and the WWE title, Jey was ready there to instantly forgive Jimmy and make up with him right in the middle of a WrestleMania match. All Jey needed to hear was that one single apology, and he would have forgave him for everything. And like Jey said on Raw a few weeks back, he did miss being with Jimmy. So that window of vulnerability was there. But for Jimmy Uso, the apology wasn't sincere and was just using his brother's vulnerability to try to get a quick cheap shot over him. Jimmy and Jey would have another big moment the following night. During the Night 2 main event, when Jey came out to cancel out Jimmy's involvement in the match between Roman and Cody, Jey speared Jimmy off the entrance stage onto the tables to take Jimmy out. So after Jimmy lied about the apology and everything else that happened during WrestleMania weekend, it doesn't look like the brothers are anywhere close to making up, but we'll see if their paths will cross again in the near future. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.